Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Welcome back to another video. We are going to be discussing a lot in terms of Arsenal. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. We're going to be talking about Dusan Vlahovic, Arsenal. They're leading that race. Very, very tight race. Manchester City have entered negotiations as well. They also want the player. They've lost Ferran Torres to Barcelona. So they want someone to replace Ferran Torres. And it could be Dusan Vlahovic. Newcastle also in there, also waiting, as well as Spurs, but Arsenal leading that race, and we will pay 80 million immediately as soon as the player agrees to join us. We're going to be discussing a lot of that. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has told Arsenal, let me go. Official transfer request is in there. He wants to go. He's told them, I no longer have time to waste at this football club. I want to go. We're going to be discussing that. Of course, ESPN's there, confirming that Arsenal have started already to listen to offers from big European clubs about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and his future. There, Arsenal looking very, very uncertain. We'll discuss Nketiah. Arteta wants him, but also Lazio have come in and they have said, we want to take him. Of course, we'll also discuss the EFL Cup draw, where we will face Liverpool in the semi-finals. It has got interesting. The semi-final there, of course, it's going to be very, very interesting that we'll be playing Liverpool home and away in that EFL Cup semi-final. Chelsea there will be taking on Spurs. Interesting fixtures there in the in the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. We'll be talking about that. And lastly, we also discuss Tomiyasu. What is the latest around Tomiyasu's injury? Is he going to be available for Norwich on Boxing Day, or will we see Cedric or Chambers deputizing the young Japanese player? So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also make sure you like, press a like on the video. We are sponsored by the beautiful people from Melbet. They always tell you, make sure you're betting with them if you want to win some money. Of course, yesterday there was some money we did yesterday, but there was money as well. We did thump Sunderland 5-1. If you did get the Arsenal win, you're really rich by now. You should be sending me some money if you won that bet. Of course, on Boxing Day we are back in action with the Premier League and so many games there. Today we have the Italian Serie A as well. Fiorentina in action, looking at Dusan Vlahovic if he will be breaking the record of Cristiano Ronaldo in the Serie A, scoring most goals in 1 year in the Serie A. So you're going to be discussing all that as well. So Melbet, use promo code Cossy Media, and the link is in the description. If you use that link, you'll be supporting the channel directly, and of course if you use my promo code Cossy, you will also be supporting the channel directly. But for now, let's get to it, because if we start off indeed with the transfers that are really happening around the club, Dusan Vlahovic is back in the news. Actually, is trending on Twitter. Lots and lots of things to get to, but at least what I can confirm, this is from Football Transfers and the Gazzetta dello Sport. They've come out and said that Arsenal will pay 80 million euros immediately, and I'll say that again. Arsenal will pay 80 million euros immediately for Dusan Vlahovic, but the player's agent there is still very, very skeptical about Arsenal, and talks are really moving on very, very slowly. The progress there, between Arsenal and Dusan Vlahovic's club is very, very slow. But what I can confirm there is Arsenal do have an agreement with Fiorentina and will be paying 80 million euros for the player immediately as soon as he agrees to join us. But of course, the race is actually becoming very, very interesting at the moment. What I can confirm there is that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will be leaving the club. He's told us he wants to go. We'll be discussing that in the next story. But Dusan Vlahovic, very interesting young lad. He's already scored 33 goals in 2021. That is, he has the same number of goals as Cristiano Ronaldo in 1 year in the Serie A. Fiorentina, they have given him a new contract, and he has said, I'm not signing that, despite the fact that they're giving him the most amount of money they have ever offered to any player, despite the fact that they are giving him the best contract, the best incentives. He doesn't want to stay in Italy. He doesn't want to stay in Flores. He wants a new challenge and he wants to move on. And of course, for a player like that, the Premier League is the ultimate destination. Now, another 4 clubs are interested in Dusan Vlahovic at the moment. Manchester City, one of them, and of course, the latest club that is reported to want Dusan Vlahovic. Obviously, after agreeing a 55 million euro deal with Barcelona for Ferran Torres, they will want to bring in someone. Of course, that is what they do as Manchester City. They lost Leroy Sané in the summer. They brought in Ferran Torres, and now Ferran Torres is going away. They will need to bring in someone, and sources say they want to get in a typical number 9. They want to get in someone, someone as a striker in January, in order to just highlight and make their chances of winning the title really, really better. Of course, that is a big blow. It's a very, very big scare for Arsenal. City are so attractive as compared to us. I've already said that if City come in for Vlahovic, it's going to be another big tight challenge. And of course, the agent of the player does not actually like us one bit like this. 2 weeks ago, we were the only club there wanting the player, but at least there is some hope. We are still leading that race, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. Manchester City interested now, but Arsenal are still leading that race. The other clubs that are interested, Tottenham Hotspur, one of them, as well as Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle. Newcastle are believed to have tabled a 100 million euro bid to Fiorentina, but the player says, I do not want to go to Newcastle. I would rather stay here in Florence. So it's very, very tight. It's very, very interesting what is happening around Dusan Vlahovic. Arsenal willing to pay that 80 million immediately as long as the player agrees to join us. Manchester City joining the rest. Of course, Newcastle and Borussia Dortmund, who know they will be losing Erling Haaland in the summer to any club, be it City, be it Manchester United. It's really, really tight. But what I can confirm there is that I think Manchester City will be fancying their chances to sign Erling Haaland first. If they fail to get Haaland, if they fail to get him, maybe that is when they will think about Vlahovic as a priority. But at least for the moment, let us take that we are leading the rest to take the young Serbian striker, and of course, let us hope those hopes will actually rise into reality. Because again, now we have to talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He wants to leave. He's told Arsenal Football Club, according to sources, Jason Suter, he's come out and confirmed that yes, this man, according to Ekrem Corner, he wants to go, and he has told Arsenal, my time here is up. You've already banished me. You've already taken away the captaincy. You've already humiliated me enough. I want to leave the club. I want to go. I want to find something better. I want to find a new challenge. I want to go somewhere where I am appreciated as a player, but also I'm respected, because right now I'm 31, 32. You really cannot say I do not deserve enough respect. The fact that you disrespect me, you're disrespecting me, I'm going to be moving on, and I'm going to be looking for a new club. Barcelona there again, interested, but after agreeing that 55 million euro deal with Manchester City for Ferran Torres, I do not see Barcelona now very, very interested. It looks like he will be going to Juve, Inter Milan, or PSG. Those are the three clubs now that are really putting a lot of fire, in there. And of course, ESPN have also come out and confirmed that they have said Arsenal are ready to hear offers for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in January. The situation is not far from being fixed. Arsenal are ready to pick the interest of Europe's top clubs to see if a deal that works out for all sides can be really negotiated. So it looks like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's time at Arsenal is absolutely over. We do not expect Arsenal to turn around, and we also do not expect Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to turn around. This is a marriage. This is a marriage that is ending in divorce. There is no way back. There is no way out. It is just a divorce. We are divorcing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and he's also willing to divorce us. Really, really interesting stuff. Interesting stuff in there. Once captain, 2 weeks ago, Arsenal captain. 2 weeks later, abandoned, and he will be leaving the club. And of course, there is chances that he will be leaving the club on an initial loan deal, and he could actually leave the club after his contract is terminated. Arsenal really disinterested in Aubameyang at the moment, and Aubameyang is also growing really disinterested in Arsenal. Of course, we know already the fact that he won't be training with the team until February because all the players that are actually going for AFCON are training with us, are training with the team. But Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, they have said Arsenal there with with a very, very simple lame excuse that because he's going for AFCON, he's been told to train alone. That was absolute nonsense. I do not believe that. I think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's time at Arsenal is over. He's told them, let me go. According to ESPN, Arsenal are also willing to let him go. So let us wait and see how that situation there is gonna be fixed. But of course, guys, as we move on, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because James Beng has come out and confirmed that some reports flying around that Thomas Partey has joined up with Ghana, with the Ghana squad ahead of AFCON is absolutely not true. He said he's told that that is not true, and the play is still in London. Clubs are going to release players from December 27th onwards. Bearing an injury or other setback, Partey will be available. Unless bearing an injury or any other setback, Partey will be available to face Norwich City, on Boxing Day. So, guys, we can confirm Thomas Partey, apart from having any other setback, apart from being injured, he will be available for Norwich. But of course, I cannot guarantee that after the 27th, on the 28th, when we play Wolves, that's a ridiculous fixture there. But of course, one day, 24 hours to rest, and then we play again. It's really disgusting. But of course, I can confirm on Norwich, for Norwich 26th. He's there. 28th against Wolves. I cannot be very sure about that. But of course, lads, yesterday we had a couple of games there in the EFL Cup. Liverpool really in a dramatic turnaround, beating and knocking out Leicester City. They were a bit of a disgrace. I was really disappointed there in Leicester City. I thought they would dump Liverpool out so that we could just get to the final. I mean, if we had Leicester City there, we could be in a better place to go to the final. But of course, Liverpool there 3-3 with Leicester City. Liverpool proceeding to the semi-finals, and Chelsea also proceeding after knocking out Brentford. Tottenham Hotspur also did knock out West Ham. And of course, you're gonna ask me, Cossy, why are you telling us? Why are you telling us that? Because the semi-final draw has also been taken, and I just want to do a little reaction about it. Of course, we're gonna be facing Liverpool. That is really, of course, I'm gonna say if we face Liverpool in the semi-final, we beat them, that gives us a bit of confidence, because we shall have beaten the best team left in the competition. Of course, it gives us some kind of confidence. But also Chelsea there, playing Spurs is scary. After you go, if you go ahead of Liverpool, you have to meet either Chelsea or Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham, I'm not really scared. But Chelsea there, of course, we want to win this title. Can we win it with Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur all still left in this competition? At least there is no Manchester City. It just brings our chances a little bit better, because they are really like Sevilla. In the Europa League, they just win this cup a lot of time. I think they've won it around 5 times out of the last 6 times. They just win it. They just win it. They just win it. They just win the EFL Cup. They just win the Carabao Cup. So that is the draw, lads. We'll be taking on Liverpool in a 2-leg, in a 2-leg match in the semi-finals as well. Chelsea will be taking on Spurs. I wish Spurs can go to the final, and of course, we shall get the deal done. We shall get the job done. We will knock out Liverpool. If it's not home, we shall do it at the Anfield. But of course, that is the draw, lads. It was taken yesterday, and I hope Arsenal, and I wish my club all the best. We will be playing those games on the 3rd of January, and also on the 15th there of January. I said it's gonna be return legs, so we hope we can actually get the best out of there. Moving on to Italy, Ekrem Corner saying Lazio are monitoring the situation of Eddie Nketiah at Arsenal. Now, of course, the big man did hit a hat-trick there, against Sunderland. Very good goals, by the way. Leave alone the fact that he's, he hit a hat-trick, but very professional goals, very good goals. The way he was actually playing up top, you might just think of a prime Maradona there when you think about Eddie Nketiah in that game. He was so flamboyant. He was really good in that game. So what is coming out at the moment? Lazio are interested in Eddie Nketiah. Of course, we know Mikel Arteta has already come out on 2 occasions, and he said the same things. I want Eddie Nketiah to stay. I rate him. I like him, and of course, I'm gonna be giving him game time. If he wants to stay, he should stay, because he is already in my plans. But of course, Lazio already have other plans. They are saying Arsenal do not deserve to have a player like Nketiah. They want to take him. They want to take him. In the summer, it could be on a free, and of course in January there could be something little, just something little. What do you think, people? Should we let Eddie Nketiah leave on a free, or should we get some little money, or should we convince him to stay at the club and of course give him the playing time that he's asking for? There, Laz, you're interested in the young man, let me know in the comments below. Now moving on to the latest around the COVID news around Arsenal and Tomiyasu's injury progress. Of course, the manager did confirm that the player was feeling a little bit uncomfortable, and that is why he actually made a substitute of him in our last game against Leeds. But at the moment, it looks like Tomiyasu might miss the game on Boxing Day. He's not yet fully fit. He's not yet fully back. But of course, for me, guys, against Norwich City, put him out. It's really okay. We can play Chambers there. We can play Cedric there against Norwich, and it's really gonna be okay. And if you look at the games that we are actually going to face after Norwich, we don't need to rush Tomiyasu back. We just need him to get a full recovery. We just need him to be, on top of his game in those games against Wolves and Manchester City. So in my opinion there, lads, I will say keep Tomiyasu out of the squad and then just play any player who is available. I do not care who it is. I really do not care who it is. Just play anyone who's available against Norwich, and then play my man there, Tomiyasu, in those games coming up against Wolves and Manchester City. So guys, that is the latest around Arsenal. Really talked about a lot. Vlahovic, Arsenal leading the rest, but Manchester City, Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur also monitoring the situation of the player. We are ready to pay 80 million for the player, but are we going to sign him? Are we really going to bring him in? It's a very, very, very big question. Of course, Aubameyang has told Arsenal, "I want to go. I want out. I want to find somewhere else where I can play football. I want to find somewhere where somewhere else where I'm really, really appreciated." What do you think about that? In the comments below, let me know down there. Of course, subscribe. As you're down there commenting, make sure you also subscribe to the channel as well. And of course, we've talked about the fact that we'll be playing Liverpool there in the EFL Cup. Interesting stuff. Laz, you want Eddie Nketiah? Should we let him go? Should we keep him? Lots of stuff to decide, with our players, especially in the coming. But one thing I didn't say is about Sead Kolasinac. Finally, Sead Kolasinac could find a club where he plays football, a club that really wants him, a club that is really, really willing to appreciate him as a player, and that is Watford. Of course, I've talked about this rumor before that Watford are really interested, but it's now becoming stronger and stronger. The only problem with the player is that he picked up some kind of a nasty injury. I do not know whether his career is going to continue this year, but next year, maybe in January, if he recovers, he might move to Watford. At the end of the summer, at the end of the season, he's gonna be able to move on a free. So what Watford can do, they could just take the player on loan. We are okay, even if they do not give us any money, even if they do not give us any money, any penny, it is absolutely okay. Let them take him on loan, and they can sign him on a permanent in the summer for absolutely free. So last cut, that is the latest around the beautiful club Arsenal. Let me know what you think about our club. Tomorrow I'll be dropping our look ahead against the Norwich game, against Norwich, for that Norwich game. Make sure you do check it out. And of course, Merry Christmas to you all, my lads. I'm about to repaint our studio. I'm about to put a Christmas tree somewhere there. And of course, the next show, we must have a Christmas tree on this studio. So people, that is the latest around our club. I'm really interested to talk to you yet again. Yesterday we only talked once, and of course I really missed you. And of course, if you missed me, down in the comments below. And of course, if you missed me, let's get this video powered to 300 likes. It's a simple request. 300 likes. We've done it before. This channel has a massive audience, has a massive fan base. 300 likes out of the 34,000 subscribers that we have. Get it there to 300 likes, and let me speak to you in the next one. But of course, don't forget Melbet. Bet with them. Link in the video description. You must be above the age of 25, and also please make sure you bet responsibly, because your income can go up as well as